Alright boys, hot off the press, what is up guys, this is Cobb and the Clan vs Clan is about to start. In this video we're going to be covering the breaking news as for the progressive chance events that are going to be going live during the CVC, talking about whether you want to be pulling your shards, particularly your ancients and your sacred shards for these progressive chance events if you are close to Mercy on these, and why you might well not want to be pulling your void shards no matter what, even though the bait is very, very strong in these events. We're going to be getting to all of that and more, and reviewing some of the champions in this list as well, man. Hey, before we get to all of that, if you're going to start off a new raid account, man, with the best beginner promo link in the world, then would you know it, you can find that beginner promo link down below this video at the top of the description box, man. Click on that link on laptop or PC, use that link down below, man, to create your new raid account for Basilius Rhinus as your starter legendary champion on that new account. He'll just pop up in your inbox as soon as you're done with the tutorial, and then a few epic champions as you level up your account as well. Great time to create a new raid account while the Thorlin Foulbeard Demon Slayer beginner promo code is ready to rock and roll as well for new players, and Lemony C the Goldwing is still available as a just login reward legendary for new players as well, but only until the end of this month, which is nigh upon us. And so without further ado, these this is day one at least of the CVC and the progressive chance events we are going to be looking at. First things first, it is going to be a 15x chance, not that 10x nonsense going on. 15x chance progressive chance event, so a reasonable, I think it's like 3.5% chance to summon these nerds from like an Ancient Shard legendary pull, for example. I think it's about 4% or something on a 15x, and for the voids, I can't remember, but it's slightly better odds. Usually I have these numbers on hand, but today I just stuck. Champions I'm going to underline here straight away that could well be of interest are going to be Ballad the Lost, Razzlevag, very, very solid damage dealer as well, likes of Hydra, longer battles, that kind of thing. And also, to be fair, dude, Warmaster Thorian is going to get the underline as well as the checkmark. This is a guy who drops bombs for me in Hydra. Very, very, very powerful champion. And for me, if I didn't have this guy already on my main account, this would be the kind, like, I'm only 50 shards away, 50 ancient shards away from Mercy on my main account, you know. I would pull my ancient shards for this guy if I didn't have this guy in my account and I was that close to Mercy and blah, blah, blah. That said, I do have him, and the fact that he's not even awakened on my account, okay? He's not even awakened, as you can see. Obviously, he's not empowered or anything like that, and I still find use for this guy on my Hydra B team. I think speaks enough volumes. Very, very, very powerful champion indeed. I've got it built in Relentless, which I don't know if is the best, but whatever. Great Hydra champion, man. Places block buffs, increased attack buff, decreased attack debuff as well on all enemies for 2 turns. And he deals damage based on enemy max HP with this A2 skill. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. He also self-buffs with increased attack, accuracy, and increased speed, then gives himself an extra turn on his A3. The Relentless set just makes it so that he's just getting more of these A2s off, and so that's what I run him in, and he does a great job for me, right? Checking multiple boxes into Hydra, as well as being just a fantastically good damage dealer. Also use him into Hard Mode Dragon and a few other areas of the game as well. Very, very good champion. He also happens to have been on my wish list for about 8 months, and yeah. Can we please, Priam, get some buffs to the wish list? You might also want to consider trying to get your hands on Ballad the Lost and keying him in as well if you've already got a Wallmaster Thorian. Fair enough, man. Going for Ballad can be just fine. I'm hearing reports that this guy actually deals pretty damn solid direct damage as well with just his smacks, like with just his overall damage, let alone his poisons and his poison activation. So I'm hearing some pretty damn good things about Ballad, and that he might just be a little bit better than he first appears to be on the surface. I'd love to know down below in the comments if you do have Ballad the Lost on your account. How are you finding him? Was he worth the investment for you? And then that brings us to Razzlevag, who brings a triple hit A1 with some 10-meter fill, brings an attack all enemies, plays Leech, also heals for a little bit of damage dealt as well, and attacks all enemies, increase speed and increase accuracy buff on all allies before attacking, all on 3-turn cooldowns, multiple attack all enemy skills, brings the increased speed, and then on his passive, each increased speed buff placed by this champion increases this champion's speed by 5, stacking up to 100. Okay, you can have this guy firing like an absolute, I mean, like a psycho, right? It's great. Also, increase ally speed in all battles by 20% for his aura. Whoops, get the panda off my screen, dude. Razzlevag, very solid option. Needless to say, longer battles like Hydra, he's going to do a stupid amount of work for you there as well. And those are just a few of your normie champions that you can pull, right? Now on to the Void Affinity champions. Should you be pulling your Void shards during this? Honestly, just no matter what, I just put this as just a huge big no. This is what I'm going to say, like, it doesn't even matter what these options are. you know? Unless you're like literally one void shard away from Mercy and you're sitting on like 60 void shards. Okay, fine. You can think about pulling for some of these voidies, but just be aware that about 10 days from now, 10 or 11 days from now, I believe, we are scheduled to have a champion chase tournament for which a 2x on void shards is stupendously likely, right? Very, very probable indeed. We are due a 2x on void shards to land on that champion chase, and so especially if you are doing the fusion for Crocat, right, for the Hound, you're going to want to make sure that you have at least like 30 void shards in a stockpile or more to make sure that you can get through that champion chase nice and comfortably and pull your void shards during a 2x event. And so for that reason, that probably eliminates like 95% of people from wanting to pull their void shards during the CVC again, unless you are right on the brink of void shard mercy on your account. Now that said, if you were to pull on these void shards, got a lot of fun man out using Chalco the Blind on a recent account takeover. I'm going to go ahead and give him the green underline out of all of these other voidies, and but my overall advice would be to not pull on these voids. That said, day 2 gets a lot more tempting for the void shards, okay? Like, basically every void legendary in the game. It's hard to find one that's bad, but dude, these day 2 void legendaries, oh my god. Let me just fix the position of this image real quick. Just cut off those lines. No, dude, I don't even care, man. I don't even care. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead and just give Odin the green line and the tick right away, okay? If you're right on the brink of Mercy on void shards, he is the man, okay? But in all seriousness, let me just wind back a little bit to the other champions that are on the list here, man. We got Grakos, Tendrick, Ozil of the Jade, Modo, Bells, and Rotos. Ooh. And I've got to be really honest, out of all of like the vanilla champions here, like all of the Ancient Shard and Void Shard champions, I'm not ultra mega crazy sold on any of them. None of them jump out as like, oh my god, dude, if I was close to Ancient Shard Messi right now, I would definitely, which I am close to Ancient Shard Messi right now actually. None of them are really mega jumping out. I think if I had to pick, it would probably be Grakos. Just because, look, like, the issue with Grakos is that he's got like some ignore defense action on his A1, and he's kind of billed as like this defensive damage dealer. Like he's an HP based damage dealer, which is a little bit rough because while you can get increased attack buffs for your attack damage dealers, increase their damage, you can get increased defense buffs for your defense based damage dealers and increase their damage. HP based damage dealers, yeah, there's no increased HP buff in this game, you know, and so they're kind of hard capped a little bit on what they can do as damage dealers compared to the other damage dealer types inside of the game. But Grakos does at least bring very, very good utility, right? On his A2, 3-turn cooldown, decreased defense, ignores a bit of defense, fair enough, brings decreased defense and block buffs, and so great Hydra utility on the table right there. And then he brings a 3-turn A3 as well, increased defense and block damage buff on allies for 2 turns and for 1 turn respectively. And his passive also as well is also going to just boost your team's damage and survivability. Allies dealing bonus damage if they're above 50% HP and 10% less damage received if they are below 50% HP. And so just a great utility champion overall can be sort of like the backbone of a Hydra team at least, which I do think, we talk like if you're just getting started in Hydra here, you know, if you're like a later game account, you're probably turning your nose up at Grakos right now, but I'm trying to point out at least some recommendations here for each of these days, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give Grakos the underline. Guess we've also got to get, I think Bells has been a little bit underwhelming as well, Modo of the Peel, not so much. Rotos, yeah, we'll go ahead and give him the green underline as well. Very, very solid champion. I think it's difficult to anticipate just how tasty Rotos feels to use until you've actually built him yourself. Rotos is actually a champion that I use right here in just my classic arena team. It's just like a switch your brain off and kill people through unkillable stuff, you know, and block damage and stuff like that. It's just like a backup damage dealer. Like anything that my He-Man doesn't, oh god, the He-Man's just going to annihilate everything. Anything my He-Man doesn't just one-shot, oh, definitely dies to the Rotos. There you go, man. The unkillable came up and he just kills through whoever survives the He-Man's nuke. And so I find use for him in that way at the very least. He's a very, very solid champion. He's particularly tasty as well because all of his damage deals damage based on attack and HP multipliers kind of combined. So you can build him with like HP percent on his chest, for example, and actually build him out to be relatively tanky, which is great because he boosts his own health as well with this A2, kills through unkillable, and blah, blah. It also gets an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy on his A3, and of course on his passive, he's a sticky damage dealer to try and kill off, will decrease the damage from enemy hits so that incoming damage from any single hit will not exceed 50% of this champion's max HP, and then it gets an extra turn instantly if this damage reduction ever occurs. So very, very solid PvP damage dealer. It's just that, again, Like the issue is that day one of CVC has Warmaster Authorian up for grabs, which I don't know, man. I feel like for most people, just like having an incredible Hydra champion like that they're going to use basically forever on their account in Warmaster Authorian is usually just going to take priority over the likes of the Rotos on day 2. As for me on my account, again, I'm right there, sort of like on the brink-ish, like 50 shards away from Mercy on my ancient shards. Is this enough to convince me? Are any of these champions enough to convince me to pull, or I'm just going to sit on these ancient shards? Yeah, I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to camp. I don't think any of these options are quite good enough for me. If there was like an Armand's in the pool, you know, or like a Newt in the pool or something, I might go ahead and pull for those because I don't have either of those champions on my account, and that would change everything, and I would probably be pulling here. But I think for the most part, because I've already got the Warmaster, I'm not going to be touching my Ancients, definitely not my Sacreds, during this CVC pull. Blah, blah, blah. And I would say, again, day 2 of the CVC, if you do not have Odin Fairfather and you are right on the brink of your Void Shard Mercy, I'd suggest bloody pull. I'd suggest pull. Just be careful to sit on a cushion of at least like 25 to 30 Void Shards if you were looking to do the Crocad, the Hound, Fusion, or Fragment Summon event that's going on right now, so that you're ready to pull your Void Shards during the 2x as well in about 10 or 11 days' time. And so there you have it. Are you pulling your shards? Let me know down below, man. Hey, while you're down there, if you're going to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, maybe you're skipping the ongoing Fusion and you're just going to have a free few weeks. Now is a great time, man, to start off a new free-to-play Raid account, or even invite a friend to start playing Raid by sending them the beginner promo link that's down below at the top of the video description box, man, to get them off to the best start possible on that new account. All you're going to do to get all the free stuff that you see on screen right now is create that new Raid account. Yeah, there's a hair in my mouth. Create that new Raid account on laptop or PC using that beginner link that's down below. Thanks for stopping by. Have fun during CVC, boys. I'm going to catch all of y'all just a tad bit later, man.